Alrighty tighty, let's dive right into it, shall we now? Oh, yeah. I am joined here by the one and only, the master of fucking Machinima, GTADuggy. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you very much, Sonny.
I'm fucking excited. First of all, congratulations on hitting the big 50k. That's awesome, dude.
Thank you, man. Yeah, that's sort of, that's somewhere I never expected to be. Just with GTA Machinimas, I always thought like, 10,000 or 20,000. Yeah, that's the big time for me, GTA Machinimas. And then 50,000, like, wow.
Exactly, you're not quite there yet, for starters. Like, there's so much more stuff people are looking out for. So when is that next GTAZ? No, I'm kidding. Fuck you, Sonny. Shut up.
Fuck. Shit. No, like, I've even considering what happened in the past couple of weeks, with the Hope and 4 situation at Take-Two and stuff. I mean, as much as that was a wrench in the works for a lot of people, I was still going to carry on working. I was able to lock down my version of GTA, and I was still carrying on making stuff. I mean, I know for the future, everything was sort of wonky, in terms of Rockstar and Open 4 and modding. But like, it's at the current moment, it's just trying to, yourself, you're just trying to balance real life and YouTube. And try to dedicate your time to making these machinimas. You know as well, like, how long it can take to make these machinimas.
Exactly.
And you got to keep up that motivation as well to work on them, because you're working through, not only just, you got to plan out your seeds and record them and edit them and then export them and then re-edit them into an external editor, and then your kind of research and sound and music and everything. It takes a long time to make them. And so you can easily be sidetracked with whatever comes up in real life. Which for me has, I've been very busy the past couple of weeks, which has kind of pulled me away from streaming. Even streaming, I liked doing streaming as a kind of a side thing to keep me kind of just take my mind off Machinimas and do something else besides GTA all the time. Yeah,
precisely.
But like, in terms of making other stuff, I know a lot of people are always asking me, when's GTAZ episode 6 coming out, and when's Phoenix 2 coming out, when's Terminator 2 coming out, and yeah, I'm trying my best to kind of work on that. I suppose with my own fault, I made a lot of videos that were sort of set up for sequels. But yeah, it's great to see people, like, it was just not about how people call out for wanting to see sequels to my videos. Like, at the same time, it's great to see that people are calling out for the sequels. But yeah, you have that pressure then in wanting to fulfill those sequels and do a right job. You don't want to just quickly churn out a sequel and go like, here you go, watch it. Good enough for you.
Especially with your content, because you set the bar so incredibly high for yourself. There's no, you don't make it easy on yourself, dude.
No, I don't. I was like that. That's why I make. I guess for a lot of people, that's why I make what I make, because rather than just, which is why I stopped doing GTAZ like back last year, because I didn't want to keep making zombie videos. I know that's something a lot of people wanted to see, and I probably would have been a bigger channel if I kept up with the zombie stuff, because those zombie videos brought in a lot of they brought in a lot of subscribers and a lot of people coming towards the channel, and but at the same time I knew I would have just burnt myself out in terms of just be bored making zombies. And if I kept making zombie stuff, other videos like Terminator or Phoenix or whatever other videos, I wouldn't have made them. So I always, whenever I make a Machinima, I always try and want to make something that nobody else has done, or say to myself, I wonder if I can make this scene happen, or I wonder if I can do this. And that's what makes a Machinima interesting to me. I want to do something that I don't know if I can do it or not until I try it.
You told me something very interesting a long time ago, which I absolutely love. Like, you don't go into Machinimas with a certain mindset of creating on a specific topic, but you build your entire Machinima about specific scenes you want to create. I love that, dude.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like, so say for example, I'm like, one night I'll just sit down and I'll go on YouTube and I'll just start browsing music, like instrumental music or classical music or something, and you're just listening to bits and pieces, and next thing you'll come across this one particular song, and it could be from a soundtrack or whatever, from a film or a game, and there'll be one section in that song. It could be a 3-minute song, and there'll be one bit in the middle of it, and you're thinking, like, suddenly your imagination starts firing up, and you start seeing this scene in your head. And you sync it up with, like, the music might be rising up to a certain moment where it gets all bombastic or whatever. And you're thinking, oh, big class to see a scene happen like this or whatever. Like, say, for example, in Terminator, like the rocket catch.
Yeah, oh, dude, that fucking was sick.
That's how that Terminator video entirely came along. I just wanted to see a Terminator catch a rocket with his hand. That's all I had when I started the video. I just had this in my head of someone shooting a rocket at a Terminator, and the Terminator grabs it with his one hand. And because I knew the animation all right, it was the SWAT animation, you know, where he puts up his hand to stop the signal.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I said, right, I know that animation exists, and I know I can change it where I can move the head at the same time. So I could just probably attach a rocket. So I just loaded up GTA one day and stuck a rocket in someone's hand, played the animation. I was like, oh yeah. And then I just, all from there, completely made up Terminator as I went. Because I like, a lot of times the machinimas are built on, I want to make one scene, you know, one scene in particular I want to see. And then next thing, I build the entire video around that one scene. You know, how you lead up to that scene and then what happens after that scene, sort of stuff. Like with Terminator, I created a load of characters. So there was Franklin, Michael, Trevor, and there was Bao and Lester and a few other characters. And I ended up creating about 10 Terminators. So I was like, right, okay, how am I going to like make this happen? So I just said, right, I'll split these Terminators up into like 2 or 3 groups. And whatever, I'll just like, so, okay, these 2 Terminators are going to go off and they're going to do this and they're going to get exploded by a rocket. And then I'll just sit there waiting there looking at all the other Terminators and they're like, right, okay, what do I do with G guys? Or what would be the next option to go? And I think Terminator in particular was just sort of, I think I was just pure luck where I just happened to strike things perfectly in my, like, because I still watch Terminator and I still love how that came out. That's probably one of my favorite machinimas. Because I think it, just in terms of how tight it was compared to all my other videos. Yeah, because I watch it every now and again to kind of keep my motivation up in terms of what I like to see with rising up to certain scenes and stuff. I love that rocket catch, like just that whole, the music just rising up and it goes silent and then the rocket and there's just silence between Michael and the Terminator. You just hear this low bass rumbling like.
I think a lot of people fell off the chairs when they saw this.
A lot of people love that
like,
scene.
whoa!
Yeah. It was kind of funny because like I was debating it when I made that scene. I was debating what to do with when the Terminator caught the rocket. And I was saying to myself, right, okay, well, I let the rocket explode in his hand. You know, like, so like the whole scene, like he still catches the rocket and he's looking at Michael, and next thing the rocket will explode in his hand. But you know, the Terminator will still be okay. But then I said, no, I want to keep that scene where he just drops the rocket and walks off. Because like nobody's going to care about that, you know, that sort of detail. And I was wrong. Next thing I started seeing people, because I made a GIF of it, a little animated GIF of the rocket catch, and it went up on Reddit, and it was popular enough, and somebody put it up. Somebody linked it onto the gaming subreddit, and oh my god, all these people went on this big, massive side chat about how RPGs and rocket propelled grenades are supposed to operate, and you know, when the fuel runs out, the trigger is supposed to detonate and it's supposed to do that, and like people are getting angry with each other.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
I was just saying, like, I just wanted to make a cool scene. Like, I didn't care. I mean, like, you know, the people are complaining about a scene where a robot catches a rocket, like, and people are complaining about the intricacies of the inner workings of a rocket and shit, like, and I thought that made me realize how much detail people will kind of try to pay attention to when you might just otherwise leave a call on it. You just might be, because you see that a lot with kind of TV or movies where you might see something, and because you might be familiar with, you know, like, sir, how someone might like do something on a computer, and you might say to yourself like, that's ridiculous. No, you wouldn't be able to do that. And you find out then behind the scenes or something, they obviously knew you couldn't do that, but they make a kind of creative decision like, well, just for the sake of the story, we're gonna just let this happen. And yeah, I kind of realized then when a scene like that happens, just how easy it can be to rile people up. I did that as well with Trevor's. I realized, yeah, you ever hear that kind of saying? If you want to get a question answered, what was it? If you want to get a question answered fast, give the wrong answer, and someone will come in and correct you. Like very quickly, you know. I did that before. I did that for shits and giggles with the Trevor's upgrades his Jeep. Now I know Trevor's thing is called. I know it's called his truck. I know it's Trevor's truck. I called it Jeep, and half the comments are just people saying it's a truck. It's a truck.
Perfect, though.
And that got people commenting, and I knew exactly that was going to happen. Like, but I mean, I didn't expect it to that level that people would keep saying it's a truck, not a Jeep.
Perfect. It works for the YouTube algorithm, so it wins all around.
Because that's it. Because there was so many people commenting, and I don't know, made the video appear in the kind of the suggestion or the recommended sections and stuff like.
But it's so funny that you notice that you're speaking about that, because like that entire mindset that people have on like specific small little scenes it actually carries on to bigger things as well, like entire setups for machinima. Like the prime example is GTAZ, and everyone has their like opinion on how a zombie should react in certain situations, or how people should react. And I can imagine that being very frustrating as you're just trying to portray a nice picture of how you think that zombies and people should react in certain scenarios.
Well, that's it. Like, the zombies are kind of a funny thing for people, because some people love the walking, shuffling zombies, and other people love the running zombies. I personally, I love both kinds, but if I was to favor the two, I prefer the running zombies, because they're, they go in waves, and they're like I didn't really like World War Z. I didn't like that movie, but I liked what they did with the zombies. They made them kind of like bacteria at how fast.
Yeah, just piling up. And shit,
I thought they were onto something fantastic. I mean, the film was shit, but they did the zombies really good. Because it was terrifying seeing them just spill around the corners, and they were just trampling over each other, but they were a relentless, unstoppable force.
Yeah, it was like a fucking avalanche of zombies.
So that's it. So when you're seeing something like that, that's way more intense than seeing a whole pile of slow moving zombies. But see, then next thing you get into the whole thing, people are saying, well, that can't be correct, because if you got someone who's dead and they're a zombie, technically the body and the muscle tissue should degrade after and decompose after a certain period of time. It's like, dude, they're zombies, okay? Just leave.
Just go with it.
Fucking they're running around eating brains. Fucking logic is already out the fucking window at this stage. So as long as they're not flying around with wings or anything. If they're just possessed, it's just a representation of an unstoppable force sort of thing, so that's why as much as I didn't like World War Z, for the next GTAZ, I didn't want to make another GTAZ until I was interested enough to make it, because like I was saying, I didn't want to make one that was subpar or something, because I know a lot of people really love the series, and I wanted so every episode has to be on the same bar or higher as the last episode. So for the new one, I've been kind of working on trying to make World War Z type zombies, just this relentless mob, the whole pile of pedestrians just running at you. Now, the big thing as well with GTAZ though as well is, you're trying to just do your own reps. Like we're saying, there's different kinds. There's walking, shuffling, and running, and I like the running kind, so I was making my kind of ones. And I know when I first started out making GTAZ, there wasn't really great zombie mods at the time. And the problem is, every now and again, the first episode gets featured on Facebook, and now they ask me to feature it, and I go, yeah, sure, ahead, man. I always tell them, please say it's episode 1 or something, because and they never do. They don't say, zombie apocalypse is terrifying, and people just see all these. The whole point of episode 1 was you weren't able to tell the difference between normal people and zombies. That was the whole point of the SWAT. They couldn't tell the difference because the infection had just started. So people were complaining, why aren't they all decomposed, and why isn't there blood all over the place? And which was fair about the blood, but at the time when I made it, there wasn't really a great mod that was, where you have blood patches all over everyone. You can do that now, but back when I made that video about nearly 2 years ago, I couldn't. And plus, the big thing as well with making GTAZ is you have to deal with so many fucking crashes and bugs, which is really off-putting, but you gotta...
Yeah.
Because, when you're trying to make zombies, now for this one, I knew, if I was making the new one, I knew a big complaint people were going to say is, I can't tell the difference between zombies, or, they're not bloody zombies. So obviously, if I want to have 100 plus zombies running down the street, they all have to look bloody. And I'm not going to go through, I don't, YouTube isn't a full-time thing for me, so I don't have the time to go through every pedestrian model and zombie them up, all the skins, all the clothes. I'm sure somebody could, but that's a huge undertaking of time.
Oh, fuck,
and you do it, and at the end of it, you don't know what the video could turn out shit, or it might not get many views, and then you be just like, oh my god, you don't want to be in that position either, where you feel like you've wasted time either into something you've poured so much heart into, whatever about the views. The biggest thing would be if people saw the episode and just went, it was okay. That I could accept if someone says that was shit, because then I could take that either as constructive criticism or whatever. But if someone was just to say mediocre or something, that's worse than anything else, I think, to me.
Yeah, it was. The last one was a little bit better, but yeah, fair enough.
Because that's forgettable. Because you remember bad stuff, or if you made something bad, you're like, right, okay, I did this. This is why people didn't like it. XYZ. I'll learn my mistake. Whereas if it's mediocre, nobody will really get into it much. They'll just say it's okay. Yeah. Oh.
Is that a fear you actually have about the series as well? Like at some point maybe getting less views than it does, because the series is doing fantastic for size, right? You get at least 100,000 views on each freaking thing.
Yeah. I mean, like the episode. Now, I mean, the proudest one was episode 5, like the 20-minute one, and that's I don't know. I haven't looked at it lately, but I mean, it was last time I checked it was like 1.1 million.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
And like to me, that was fucking
That's
amazing.
a small country who saw that shit.
You know, I mean, that's a fucking quarter of my country.
What the fuck?
And like, I'm actually going to check it here now to see. But yeah, I mean, when I made that, I mean, it's funny that I'll get to that now in a second. How weird it can work out with some videos. Because when I made that video, yeah, it's 1.2 million views now, which is fucking incredible. Because I never envisioned that at all. That was my first 1 million video. But I never envisioned it to get that high at all. Because I remember when I first put it out, it didn't do particularly great view-wise. I mean, I think it topped out at 20,000. And that was it. And it sat at 20,000 for ages. And then just one day, some month, then a couple of months ago, last year, suddenly all my videos started appearing in people's recommended and like feed, and my channel just started blowing the fuck up. I think it was around the time when I was with you guys and 8-Bit Bastard, during the summer. And the channel just started kind of growing really fucking fast out of nowhere. Like there was GTAZ and there was Trevor's Ghost. Those two videos in particular were just skyrocketing in views. And they were bringing so much traffic into the channel. Because yeah, it's actually just mention of Trevor's Ghost that sat at 2,000 views for months on end. It came, it went, and I said to myself, right, okay, that video didn't do well compared to all the others. I'm not making another video like that ever again, because I thought, like, you know, people weren't interested in it. And then boom, out of nowhere, it just went up to a couple of 100,000 views, and now I think it's at 800,000 views or something.
Fucking hell, man.
So like, it's weird. It's weird. Sometimes you can't gauge how well a video can do. I mean, like, sometimes you might make a video and you think, oh, this is the one. This is the one that'll blow up. This is the one that'll, you know, bring in tons of fucking subscribers. And then it'll just be like, wah. Like, it'll go down well with everybody. You know, people will like it. But view-wise, it doesn't really go as good as other videos.
Yeah.
I'll just see Trevor's Ghost now. Yeah, 850,000 views. What? Which I like. That's,
oh my god, dude, that's a lot, right?
It is. I mean, even, like, especially for like when it's a video, especially that video for me, because that was just like my stupid humor, you know. And I just thought, like, yeah, a couple of thousand views, and a couple of people like that, and you know, I'm happy with how it turned out. You know, I like the video. And then next thing, you just start seeing it go really high in views and stuff, and you're just like, wow, that's crazy, that's nuts. Like that's really, what's the word? I mean, that's it's a really good feeling when you make something like that of your own sort of, you know, just of your own humor or something, of sketches, because comedy is very hard to do.
Yeah.
Especially with GTA Machinimas. Well, like, I mean, to do of a certain style of comedy, it can really be hit or miss with people, because comedy is so subjective with people.
Yeah.
So that was such a great kind of reaffirming thing for me to keep going with the channel, because there was these videos suddenly taking off. Because, like, I was thinking when some videos, right, I'm not going to make this style of video anymore because, you know, it didn't resonate too well with people. Like, a lot of people liked it, but view-wise never picked up. And then suddenly, boom, huge. And people were telling you, make a sequel to it.
And there it was at Franklin. Oh, I loved that video as well. It was so fucking good.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, like I said about sequels, I mean, I put off doing a Franklin one for ages, because I said to myself, if I make a Franklin one, then people will want a Michael one. But the thing is, if I was to make a Franklin one, obviously I have to make one, you know, similar to Trevor's Ghost. And like, again, comedy is hard. And those videos are probably the hardest ones for me to make, because because they're a series of short sketches within a short period of time. So like, they're like 5-10 seconds long every sketch. And you want to make sure they're all of the same sort of caliber. You know, you don't want to have a shit one amongst the mix. You want to have all decent jokes. And that can be pretty hard, because you could be just sitting there thinking, like, right, okay, what else can I make funny? You know, it's like someone just, you know, pointing at you and just say, crack a joke. And you're like, knock knock. But yeah, I mean, I love doing the comedy ones, but they're tough work.
It is true though, like, but your entire channel is just the prime example of when you put in good effort, good time, and keep improving your stuff, you will get views. If either it's like, it doesn't have to per se mean like right off the bat, right away, but it just will happen. That is what I love to see.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's one thing I always tell people. especially when I saw Open 4, what happened with Open 4, and I've seen a lot of people on Twitter going around saying, like, they were saying, oh, that's it, I give up. I mean, I'm retired.
That was one of them.
Yes, I'd see it. Yeah, you were the first ones I'd see.
I was the first one, like, done.
Because like, I was thinking, like, no, fuck this. I gotta, like, I felt like just some sort of fucking urge just to help people get back up. Because I hate seeing people retire. No, it doesn't matter how big or small of a channel they might be. I hate people just seeing, like, give up on something they enjoy. Because I know a lot of people love making this sort of stuff. And because something stupid like that Take-Two had done that would drive people away. Because it's like making machinimas is tough work anyways. Because it's dicey enough. You spend a lot of time making a machinima. You put it out. Might not get the views you expect. Or people might shit all over it. Because I remember when I used to post on Vinewood, on Reddit, the Vinewood.
Yeah, on the Vinewood, yeah.
I used to post there a lot, and I stopped posting because it became so toxic, that subreddit, because people were just shitting down on top of people. And you'd have to come in and say it, like, you'd come in and just say the comments, like, don't be such an ass. That's not, you're not being constructive to these people. Like, these people making a hobby, they're making a video. Okay, it's not fucking Spielberg quality or anything, but like you saying, "No, this is shit." That's not helping anybody. That's
not helping it. Exactly right.
Like, I mean, I like it because I love the fact that a lot of YouTube creators, machinima creators, like, a lot of them have finished. Like, they stopped making them. You don't see a lot of prominent ones that were around, like a year or two ago. They're not around now anymore. And then there's others who have been just chipping away at it for a long, long time, and because there's better mods coming out, and those people have been chipping at it for so long. They're producing, like, fantastic quality stuff.
Jacob, man.
That's what I was just about to say. Jacob. I mean, with Zone,
dude.
That he's the thing about Jacob is that guy should be his channel should be so much bigger than what it is. I mean, he's at about like 2,000-3,000 subs, but I mean, he should be way higher than that. He produces really quality stuff, and he always does put in great time into it. But like, I mean, say for me, like, I mean, even though I'm at 50,000 now, which, like, again, to me is incredible. I mean, I only hit my first 1,000 back in January of last year, and that was me going at it for nearly a year. And I've seen people hit, a couple of thousand within their first 2 videos, and like, by the time my first 1,000 came around, I was already nearly 20 videos in. But I just kept chipping away. I mean, what helped big time was Rockstar Games kept featuring my videos like 3 or 4 months in a row. Well, no, that was a big help to me as well. I think in January, February, March, they featured my videos on Newswire.
Yeah, they're fantastic like that, though, right? They help out so.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't going with the pitchforks towards Rockstar, because I know Rockstar. They love watching machinimas. They love seeing what people can come up with. They've often advertised mods and linked to mods. Whenever they featured a video on Newswire, they'd also link to the mods that these people would use. And all the videos they featured up belonging to me were all mods as well. So I mean, I can't be going out saying, "Oh, fuck you, Rockstar," when they've helped me quite a lot, and they've been very supportive of me. I mean, anytime I've sent them videos through the mouth off email, it's really cool when you get a reply back and it goes, "Oh yeah, thanks for the content. Can't wait to see what you do next with GTAZ. Or we're looking forward to Phoenix 2." Like, that's cool to hear as well.
Yeah, they're really good. They're really on point as well with that stuff. They see everything that happens, right?
They do. Yeah, that's what I keep telling people, because a lot of people would get disenfranchised. I mean, a lot of, like, last year or so, a lot of people valued the getting featured on Newswire as the be and end all of everything. Like, if you're not on Newswire, then there's no point making your videos. And a lot of people would get very, very frustrated and very depressed when Rockstar wouldn't feature their videos. I mean, there was certain times when they wouldn't do it, because when a new DLC was coming out...
They're not doing it. Yeah, they're off. That's off limits. Anything the community puts out, really.
Yeah, that's it. Like, I mean, a lot of people would just go to, like, get disenfranchised whenever their video didn't get featured by Rockstar. But the thing was, I mean, whenever a new DLC was coming out, or just after a new DLC would come out, all they'd want to feature is just DLC related stuff. So people would do, like, a car showcase of a car that was featured as part of a DLC. They'd feature that, no fucking problem. It's sort of like with YouTube. If you want, like, I mean, of course, when I was making my videos, I would have loved to have been featured. This is before they did feature. I was thinking, oh, I wish they'd feature my stuff. But at the same time, you can't let that get you down either. You just got to truck on, and for me, YouTube is a hobby. Like, and making these videos are a hobby. I just want to, like, it's like I'm a kid with adult Lego bricks. Or like, you know, I get to make my all. I mean, I get to make a Predator and Terminator video that I wanted to make, which is really cool. I wouldn't have been able to make that in any other way. I mean, I could have done it with maybe Source Filmmaker, but that's serious patience and talent to kind of make what you wanted to make. Luckily, GTA had such a sort of had the mods and had a good Rockstar editor feature that you were able, and I was able to make those sort of videos. So I mean, I love seeing that I was able to make a Predator and Terminator video, and by luck, the Predator one got featured by Rockstar and just came out of the blue. I was just one day at work, and next thing my phone started going mental, and I started getting all these crazy notifications. I was like, what the fuck happened here? And the next thing, I just suddenly, like 5 minutes earlier, Rockstar had like retweeted one of my videos.
It's so sick when that happens though. Like it's special every time. I remember the very first time when that happened to me. I think it was at the Christmas party when GTA just came out, right? And it was a long time ago when there wasn't a Rockstar editor and whatnot. So I made this one video on an animation they added in like an old DLC. I can't even remember which one it was, but the video was called The Creep. So it was just a couple of guys dicking around doing that the move on the song The Creep. So and they gave me a retweet on that shit. My phone was going wild, and I was freaking buzzing. I was at this Christmas party. I was like, yeah, fuck, I gotta get home. I gotta make more fucking videos.
That was it. Like, I mean, I think March. I was talking to someone yesterday about it, and I was saying like March of last year was probably my busiest time creatively. I mean. Because that's when Trevor's Ghost came out. Predator. I made Trevor's Ghost. I made Predator, and I made the plane crash video, Flight 27 crash video, and I made them all. I made all the. There was a few other videos I worked on that they came out at the beginning of April and stuff. But all those videos were made in the space of a couple of days of each other. I was just on such a high after Rockstar had featured my stuff, and it's just like your brain goes into creative overdrive. You're like, oh my god, I gotta fucking now a bar has been set. I gotta fucking match that bar. I gotta try new things that other people aren't doing and blah blah blah. You know, for that little moment, you feel like a big YouTuber. You know what it feels like when something of yours gets put up, and within 5 minutes, it just spreads like fire all over Twitter and stuff. Like it's a weird feeling.
It's crazy. It's the best feeling. It's like that little bit of recognition for all your freaking hard work you get.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I know, like I was saying, like how not being featured on Rockstar Newswire it's not the end of be all and end all of all sort of things like. But at the same time, it is a fantastic feeling. And I mean, it's
a milestone.
That's it. Like, at the same time, that's it. Like, I mean, I was so lucky that they had featured me 3 times. In a row. Like, I mean, that was nuts, because you're thinking like, all right, that's it, that's my time, that's my 15 minutes of fame up, and then the very next month you have another video featured, and it's just like, holy fuck. And then the third time it happens, it's like, oh, this is nuts. And like that, obviously that was a big help towards the channel. Because then I think it was around October then when the channel hit 10,000. Which, geez, even when I think about that now, from July, since October, that's 40,000 subs, which I mean, that's nuts, considering all I do is just GTA Machinimas. I don't make Battlefields or Source Filmmaker mods or any of that sort of stuff. Because I know that anyways. I know that just by making GTA Machinimas, you're in a niche market of YouTube, and even so, with my I wasn't keeping to the zombie stuff. Like I was saying earlier, if I kept to the zombie stuff, my channel probably may or may not have gotten bigger than what it is now, because because zombies are so popular anyways with people.
Yeah, they always remain popular. Anything zombie related will do fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
if it's done well, that is. If it's done well,
that's it. Yeah, that's why I've been so reluctant to do it, because I was saying to myself, I have to want to make it, and I also want to do it when people watch it that they really enjoy it, that it's something other GTA YouTubers aren't doing. Like, it's not like another zombie video you could see out there. I want to make it different. I want to be something that I could do, and something that I can be 100% behind. Not be like, I'm just loading it up for the sake of making it. You sit down in your chair, you load up GTA, and you're like, oh, here we go. You want to be like, oh, I can't fucking wait. I want to plant put these props here and put these pedestrians over here and then load this up. And because like for making the zombie stuff, or the way I try and make them, you need to have some fucking patience, because like I was saying about all the crashes that you got to deal with, because you could have all the zombies around, next thing the zombie script fails, and your scene is just boom, gone, and you're stuck with 100 pedestrians there that you got to delete, and the game could crash if you delete them and you try reloading pedestrians again. Or some scenes in episode 5, I recorded a load of scenes that couldn't load up in Rockstar Editor.
Oh, too many pets, that is, eh?
Oh, yeah. I don't even think it was the pedestrian. I think it was because of some particular prop that was causing a glitch, because I thought at first it was the pedestrians, but then I realized it was one particular prop. I can't remember what it was. I think it was a truck object or like a trailer or something, and that was sickening. Because you'd record it out, and it's not so much that you have to do the scene again. That's fine, but it's when you have a scene laid out in your head, and then when you record it and it goes perfectly. Whenever you record a scene and you need everything to be pinpoint perfect. Like pedestrians need to do a certain action on time, and then a split second later something else should happen. And when you're doing recording it and you see it all happen perfectly, and you're thinking to yourself, "This is going to come out fucking brilliant in the editor." And then you go load up,
and it doesn't go. You go into the editor.
God, it just the game crashes, and you're like, "Oh no!" And it's not so much that you have to do it again. It's like you feel like lightning just struck once. This kind of thing. You think I'm not going to be able to recreate that magic sort of shit. Because a lot of things, because I'm very stubborn fucker. I don't tend to have leftovers or kind of deleted scenes or anything. I tend to, most stuff I try to do them in the one go, because I like the kind of organic feel of them. I don't know, it makes it feel more organic to me if I can hit it the first time around absolutely perfect. I mean, there's some occasions where you might need to get a car driving somewhere. You need to do a couple of shots of that. That's fine. But other times I love getting sort of, if I have a whole pile of pedestrians acting or NPCs doing particular actions, I love to try and get it in the one go, just one recording done. Because if there is any mistakes, either you can try and edit it out, or it helps add to it, rather than everything feeling so robotic and clinical. I love when there's little sort of whatever, because sometimes things might happen outside of your control, or something might happen that you don't expect in a recorded clip, and you're like, "Oh, that's fucking perfect, I can use that." Because say for Phoenix, when I was doing the bike chase, that was just, I had no idea how that was going to turn out. I was just going to say, all right, I'm just going to drive down this motorway with the guys hanging behind me, and I have no idea how it's going to work out. And then I just used it then. I'd seen a bit, like, there was one bit in particular where I was able to have the camera follow Mike and Trevor is kind of right behind Michael, and he just swoops out of the way before a car kind of comes at him. And I love that sort of thing. That was completely unexpected, but I loved how that kind of turned out.
It's sick. It's awesome. Like, GTA 5 is such an amazing game for Machinima and creating creative things in general. It's such a beautiful. The doors are wide open. You can do anything you want. It's absolutely mind-boggling.
That's it. That's what I used to always say to people, even at the beginning. Even like when I was a small channel, I was making my shitty videos at the very, very beginning. Like, and I kept saying to people like that. We're only scratching the surface with Rockstar Editor and the game and what we can do, because the mods are going to get better. Like, this is before I think Open 4 was able to read the files, and we were able to get pedestrian models and vehicles and everything. So the modding scene was still pretty early days at that point. But I knew then that like this is going to be huge. Like, I mean, I know I never envisioned myself making videos like GTAZ or Terminator, at the time. I just thought, I'm gonna make, I'll be able to do cool shots and shit like that. I never thought I'd be able to do really elaborate scenes and shit like that, because every machinima you make is always a lesson for the next one. You learn so much from the one you're working on. You're like, you learn new techniques, or you apply a new mod and you realize, or you make a new shot and you realize, oh, this shot would be perfect for the next video I want to do. And I always treated every video as like as a lesson for myself.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you should do it as well. Even like for other people as well. Like if they're looking at your content, that should be one big lesson or something that they should start working towards. Not to copy, but like to start learning new things. Because I think you're not there yet, of course. No one is there yet with the possibilities and whatnot. But there's just certain people out there who took major steps in the right direction with their stuff and with their content. And I think like for starter YouTubers and starter machinima YouTubers, they should really have people to look up to. And I think you're like probably the best example of the thing done right.
Well, I see. Well, yeah. I mean, that's why I know that's like it's. I do often see those comments from people saying like, where they say, "Oh, you've inspired me to go start my own channel and make my own videos," and really like that means a lot when you read that sort of stuff. That your little hobby side videos inspired somebody enough to go make their own stuff and go and take up a hobby of their own. Like, I mean, that's I always appreciate reading that sort of stuff, and like that's a really cool feeling as well.
Yeah, and it's just the truth as well, because even when we worked together back in AB Bastard, like when you came in, I was like, fuck, I need to get on this guy's level if we're gonna put content out on the same fucking channel. Like that was for me, that you set the bar to get my content better as well. Like it was such a good feeling for me as well to have someone in there who is so fucking good at what he does. I'm not gonna say that I'm fucking on your level at all, because that's not the case. But still, like it's so helpful for other people who start out as well, if they see that, at least, like if they look up to people and see, yo, this is what a person can do and this is what I could do as well.
That's it. Yeah, I mean, like, I know with my GTA stuff, I mean, I make particular videos. I mean, there's other creators who they have a certain style, like Jacob, who were mentioned earlier. He's a very kind of certain style, and he's
way different than yours. Way different.
Yeah, very different, and he's honed in. Like he's like fucking. He's like a well-oiled machine on that. I mean, I could try and attempt to do that sort of style, but I know I couldn't do it as good as him, because he just has that natural flair for it. Same as
it's simple, right? It's just yours is really technical, difficult to make, whilst his stuff is really in a way simple, and it's a narrative that takes it all home, like the entire feel of the entire thing, and the way he edits it, it's so fucking good, dude.
He just creates very good, like, great looking shots. I mean, like, Zone is 30 minutes long, and for a lot of people that's too long, you know, for someone to watch Machinima, but for him, like, for his Machinima, like, even if you were to do quick scrubs through the video, if you were to, like, click randomly in the video, you're going to come across a fucking great shot, like a really awesome shot. Like, I mean, you're like, that's when you know someone is honed in on their style. That's what I like to see. I like to see someone with their own style and just go with it. Because I mean, I got my own kind of way of making my videos, and I got my own humor and shit, and like I know, like I was saying, I think there's styles like Jacob I wouldn't be able to do as good as him. Or there's another YouTuber, Imasi, I think, if I said his name right, he's the guy who does like the tilt shift, and he makes these kind of really kind of abstract edited videos.
Oh yeah, I've seen those. Those are really fucking good, like, as well.
He's another guy who he has very particular style. Like, you know, if you were just to have YouTube playing in the background, and you know, you just had a random list of videos coming up, and next thing you saw his video, you know immediately it's him. You know, like, that's his style. You know, oh, that's Macy's video, like, you know, because it's got all the such strange editing to it, and it's got that sort of relaxing ambient or whatever music or to it. Like, he's got a very particular music style to his videos. So that's why I love seeing. I love people with their own styles. I love people seeing kind of, you know, like, come out with whatever. That's why I always kind of I hated seeing people give up on their channel. Like, if they found it too tough, or, you know, they didn't have the time to work on it, or they just lost interest in it, because there's really so many that, like, it's great seeing the more creators out there, because so many people have different styles. I mean, there's another thing as well is no, it's not my cup of tea at all, because that's why I don't make the videos, but there's people who make car showcase ones. And, you know, they'll have it edited very particular to very certain style of music, dubstep music, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. It can be really good as well.
Oh no,
like,
no, I'm not dissing that. I'm not dissing that style at all. Like, I'm saying, I wouldn't make those sort of style videos, but just like Jacob, that's someone who's a well-oiled machine on those kind of videos. You know, the car showcases one. I like, and you can see how passionate they are in their editing, and in their style of cinematography of showing the car, the interiors and stuff like that. So that's why I love seeing. I love that the fact that there's so many different creators with all their own different niches and ideas of making machinimas. So
yeah, although it's so hard, like I am 100% confident that machinima creators have it very, very fucking tough on YouTube.
Yeah,
in this very competitive fucking scene.
Yeah.
There's like I know people are they're tossing that Hail Mary out there to see if Rockstar features that stuff, but the bottom line is there is no other place to share the things on, because like places like Reddit are very, very toxic towards any GTA YouTube like video.
Yeah, I think
anything it is.
Yeah, there's I remember I used to see discussion on some of the subreddits, and those people who will just say they don't give a fuck if they see a YouTube link, it's getting a downvote. They will not watch it. Because I think a lot of times those subreddits were getting poisoned with a lot of clickbait stuff, or people, like, there was a lot of
really shit content.
Yeah, really, like,
shit. Really shit. You're like, what the fuck is this even? What the hell are you doing?
Yeah, like so like someone would like post, say for example, someone would post up a video like, oh, Superman versus Batman, and you think, right, this is a little machinima, And then you click on it, and it's just some fella like, "Hey, you guys, welcome to my channel." And it's someone. It's not a.
Fuck off.
And they'll even put it in the fucking title, Rockstar Editor or Rockstar Editor Video. But it's not. It's just someone who screen captured them running around, and there's no Superman or Batman video on. That pisses people off because like they had to, if they're on their phone, they had to load up the app to load up that video, and it was a waste.
I can't blame him. I cannot blame him in a way.
Yeah. So I mean, that's why the best thing to do on Reddit is if you want to share a video, do a GIF version of your video. Like showcase whatever the best bits of your video is. I think since we mentioned Macy, he does that. What he does first is he puts up a GIF of his videos, and they go down so well, and then he puts the link in the comments to the YouTube video. And
cheeky.
And yeah, because there was another YouTuber, he asked me before about that. I think he was saying before how he used to post up his videos, but he wouldn't get any luck. And I just suggested to him, try the GIF, put up GIF versions of your video, and he did. And sure enough, he started getting good reactions out of them, like because GIFs are like 10-15 seconds long. Because like, I know that I'm terrible for not following my own advice. Because sometimes I'll post up a video of my own stuff on Reddit. Like the cops video, I posted that up on the subreddit, and that was the most downvotes I've ever received for anything in my life. I think it got down to like 7% upvotes.
Oh my god!
It got fucking annihilated on Reddit. And but it was on the main GTA 5 subreddit because I put it up on the GTA V subreddit, and I think
the smaller one,
and I think then it was put up on sorry there, that got cut off there. Yeah, I put it up on another GTA one, and they did great on those two subreddits, but the main Grand Theft Auto one, holy fuck, very 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 much a lot of downvotes there. But again, I could have rectified that by just putting up a GIF of it, and then fuck it, if the GIFs got downvoted, so be it.
It's a toxic environment nonetheless, though. Like Reddit, there's people just. Like it's really hard to keep like calm about that stuff, but most people don't know how much effort it takes making that shit, and seeing it just like with one click of a button and getting fucking annihilated on something where you could get decent views because it's good content. It is just good content. It's fun, entertaining content for everyone to watch. And it can be fucking frustrating.
It can be. I think around the same time my cops video got downvoted to like whatever 7-10% upvotes. There was another video that came along afterwards, and it was a very very rough video of some guy just running around punching people, and that got like 20 upvotes. And you're like, oh man. But I don't mind that too much because I'm such a size. I'm 50,000 subs though, so I mean when shit like that doesn't do well on Reddit, I'm fine with just shrugging my shoulders, like like that. But I can imagine when you're either a new YouTuber to the Machinima stuff, and you just want to hear criticism back, you want to hear constructive criticism back about your videos, and
don't go on Reddit.
Yeah, do not go on Reddit. The best place you can do is go to the GTA forums, because they're a lot more fucking friendly there, and they appreciate seeing other people's content. That website, they have a video showcase thread there where.
Oh yeah, I saw that. It was awesome. It's like there's like competitions as well, isn't it?
That's right, yeah, and that's a great way to get your videos out there, and it's a great way to learn stuff off other people. Because I was there when I first started off, and that's how I got to know a lot of because I remember you'd see a few people that'd be, I think. Bordeaux used to talk there every now and again, I think, and Nucky would appear there, like a lot of like who were well-known machinima makers now, like a lot of us met each other there as well, or we got to see each other's content. But that's going back to the point about Vinewood on Reddit being so toxic. I realized, I think someone had mentioned, and once they mentioned it, I started seeing it. They were saying the reason most of it, because they had to remove the downvote button from Vinewood because people were just down. It was just zeros all the way down. Didn't matter how good or bad the video was. It was just zeros on the upvotes.
I just want to say that because it's probably because there's a lot of shit fucking people out there who put something on there themselves, and then they just downvote the others, right?
Yeah, that's exactly the point I was getting to. Somebody had mentioned what happens is people make machinimas with their online buddies, and then all the online buddies will downvote everything else and upvote the video. So next thing you'll see
fucking shits, man.
Yeah, and like I was seeing it loads of times. I would see you see a machinima video that someone would make on single player, and next thing you see this online one, and it's all these people just running around in online. Nothing spectacular about the video, just very standard, and it has like 9 upvotes on a subreddit that you'd be very lucky to even see 3 or 4. But every video around it they're all zeros. But this one online video where all these people had like 8 or 9 upvotes, and Yeah. You started seeing that a lot, and once I started seeing that happening too much, I just said, "Fuck this subreddit. It's like it's too toxic."
You know what? Someone needs to moderate that shit like very thoroughly. Like that sort of stuff should just no go at all. Like just get it the fuck out of there. Just delete that thread, get it out of there, ban those people, get it off that subreddit. Just get it out of there.
That's it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if the moderator, because I've been there now a long time, so I don't know how active the moderator was, but I was very close at one stage. I was very close to just starting my own subreddit for people sharing the machinimas, so at least that way I could have had a control on it. But at the same time, I suppose you can't really tell who's upvoting and downvoting stuff either. I mean, I suppose you could easily gauge, all right, here's an online video, and suddenly all the videos around it have gone down on their upvotes, and this video has a strange amount of upvotes to it.
Yeah, but you can delete the upvotes though. You can just get rid of that function and just moderate whatever is shit content yourself.
That's it, like, because I mean, by doing that act, what they were doing was when they were downvoting, they were pushing other people's stuff down the list, and then their stuff was getting put up to the top of the page. So someone might have got shoved off onto the second page because of so many downvotes, and their video just vanishes. And this person would be thinking like, oh, I thought this was to be sharing machinimas, and if people are downvoting my fucking videos, then I must be doing really shit, and maybe I shouldn't be doing this. I mean, that's what I fucking hated seeing doing, because again, going back to the whole thing of, I loved seeing a lot of creators who have there's a lot of creators out there who have been doing this nearly as long as I have, and they might not have released as many videos of me, but they've released very quality stuff, but they'd still be kind of below 5,000 subs or even less. They would only have 1,000 or 2,000 subs when they clearly deserve far more sort of for their work. Yeah. So it's great to see that those people are still around and churning out great content.
As a beginning YouTuber making machinima, you won't have an easy time on YouTube. Like a very frustrating thing for me as well when I started doing that stuff is seeing other content. Like, it's so shitty, and people actually like saying out loud about it, shitty content, that it's so much effort to make and whatnot, therefore give me a like and what. Like, yo, you guys don't fucking have a clue what fucking effort is, you dicks.
That's it. You're sitting there 2 a.m. looking at your screen, holding the control in your hand, trying to think like, I wonder what you're trying to work out, like, for an hour how to get this 3-second scene to work. And there's so many nights that could just go by and you've only recorded, like, you've spent 3 hours recording, and when you edit it and Rockstar edit it and you churn it out, put into your external editor, and you realize, I'm just going to trim it down to about a second and a half.
Oh,
and like, it could be in a 30 second clip, and you just trim it down to 1 second. You got to make that call. Like, oh god,
an hour waste. That is not wasted. Like, if it's a second, it's not wasted, but it's like just a lot of effort to do.
It is, stuff. Yeah. Like, I mean. Yeah, and the one thing is, I don't know why it is with GTA machinimas that the GTA machinimas typically get a very hard time, and there's a fuck ton of work that goes into them. But like a difference would be is source filmmaker. Like, you look up anything to do with source. If you look up source filmmaker on YouTube and you look up videos that have been uploaded in the past month, like newest ones, the views are huge, and the like-dislike ratio is brilliant. Like, there's so many likes on them. And these would be from people with tiny channels, like people who'd only be a couple of hundred subs, or, just 1, 2, 3,000 subs. But they're getting like 4, 5, 600,000 views within a few days. And they're getting like 10,000 likes and stuff. And most people are just all supportive of everything in the comments. And then you go to a GTA machinima and like, this is stupid. This is crap. This is awful.
Yeah.
And, it's just like, it's yeah, I don't know. And I'm not again, I know source filmmaker takes a fuck ton of work as well. But there does seem to be different reactions, though, to the likes of GTA machinimas and something like source filmmaker, or someone uses a different engine like another example, I guess, would be like Battlefield or the Star Wars machinimas.
Yeah,
as well.
There's like Bombastic Gamer Films is one of those guys who moved over from GTA 5 to I think they mainly do Battlefront. I think they solely do Battlefront nowadays, but they do fantastic.
I think so, yeah. Doing brilliant, actually. I'm sub to him. Like, I've talked to him a few times, all right, and I mean, they made good GTA content, but they wouldn't have gotten as great views as they were getting with the Battlefront. And now that they're doing the Battlefront stuff, I mean, they're just killing it with the views. I mean, now, like, just looking at there now, I mean, they'd release a video that would get views, so much more views than my videos in like it could take me a couple of weeks to get what they could get in a few hours on their videos.
Yeah.
But like, they made the right choice because they were making their GTA videos and they weren't getting the I suppose the reactions or the views that they were hoping for. Went over to Star Wars and they found their niche perfectly and they were getting great feedback off it.
Dude, I'm looking at this right. 500,000 views, 300,000 views. Absolutely crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
That's it.
But it's fantastic. Dude, I'm so happy that people still keep doing creative stuff. It's so easy to drift off into doing other sort of things as well, like I'm doing right now with my podcast.
That's it, yeah. Like, I mean, well, I mean, that's it. Well, what I'm doing now is, I started moving onto streaming now. I mean, that was outside of my element, but at the same time, I wanted to do something. It was more so I did the streaming because I didn't want to give up my machinimas. I think sometimes people were thinking like, oh, he's quitting machinimas and he's just he's becoming a streaming shithead instead. But it was more so for me as like, I need to get the fuck away from GTA because all I do is play GTA and make machinimas and I'm not playing any other games. So I need an outlet to play games. And I said, right, 2 birds with 1 stone. I'll play whatever games and I get to talk to the subscribers right up front. And so yeah, so that worked out really well. I got to meet so many of the subscribers now. Like, you get to you recognize their names straight away whenever you see them appear in the comment. Because you might get so many people comment on your video, it's hard to remember names because I'm terrible with fucking names. But because of the streaming, there's so many of the familiar names and avatars that I see, and it's great to see and talk to them. And but I think I mean, as much as I love doing the GTA machinimas, I understand that it's a lot of work to stay on GTA machinimas, and I know I might be sacrificing views or whatever for a game that a lot of people think is dying or is dead. Maybe so, but even so, I think something like machinimas will always keep going with GTA 5. I mean, the game online wise could be dead, but I mean, you look back at older games that people make machinimas out of that are still going. I mean, GTA 4 was kept alive for a long time, and people were making videos and getting great views out of Yardley Diamond. That didn't stop him. And
no, he just
kept going, and he was getting great views on it. So, it would have been very interesting to see him cross over into GTA 5 because no doubt me and you would have crossed his path at some point. Because I only found out about him after I started all my stuff.
I was lucky enough to meet him once in my journeys. Like, he was such a nice and smart fucking person. Like, such a shame, dude. Like, it really makes me sad. That shit really makes me sad because I would have loved to see what he would have done with GTA 5.
That's it, because he was able to do a lot of stuff with GTA 4, and GTA 4 was fairly limited in comparison to GTA 5 and what you could do machinima wise, and he was able to wrap his brains around it, and I could even tell by his style that he would have had a ball with GTA 5.
Dude, he would have been huge. He would have been probably the biggest player.
He probably would have been, because he's already, like, I mean, I don't know how many subs, I'll check now, but I mean, even so, his channel is fairly big. Let's see what he's at. He is at 170,000, which is still bigger than most GTA YouTubers who do machinimas. I still think he's even though he's GTA 4, I think he's the biggest, is he? I don't think there's many. Well, no, there are one or two I can think of, but he was pretty much 100% machinimas. Like, he wasn't doing any sort of other sort of videos, or I don't think, on his channel.
No, exactly.
So I'd say he comfortably would have been the biggest for GTA 5. No, bro, because he's 170,000, and obviously it's been 2 years since he's left. So yeah, he probably with GTA 5 and stuff, and when GTA 5 first came out, I'd say he probably would have no problem hitting 1 million at this point with the growth of it.
Such a fortunate thing that happened, man. Like, it's still upsetting me up until this point. If I look back at this video, some of them, like, when I look at them, they're so complex, even for like that time. And like, even then, if you look at certain videos, like, whoa, how the fuck did you even do that back in the day?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I love seeing. Like, because I mean, I only realized after I started my stuff and people started saying to me, oh, hey, do you know Yardley Diamond and all this? And I said, like, that name, people keep saying that name to me. And I looked him up, and I'd seen one video that I recognized from many years ago, all right, but I didn't really associate his name or anything with it. I just said, oh yeah, I sort of remember this video. And I started watching his other stuff, and I was like, oh man, this guy would have been fucking GTA 5 would have been his bread and butter. And like, he would have been, because that's what you love about machinima makers at GTA. A lot of people approach it differently. You know, they have different ideas on how they're going to approach machinima, and a lot of people are able to get under the hood of the game and find different ways to, like, I mean, I have my own methods, and other people have their methods of dealing with mods. They'll have certain setups and mods, or a particular way of how they'll act out a scene and stuff. Right? So I love seeing all that different stuff, because it's very inspiring as well. You'll see someone and they'll do something, you're thinking, that is fucking genius. Like, how the fuck have I never thought of that? Like, and you're thinking, like, that is fucking brilliant. So, because I notice nowadays, what I notice with people is there's like a lot of the machinima creators out there. They are fucking fantastic at building props and scenes. Like, they'll construct entire rooms out of nothing. Like, they'll just get random walls and put them together, and they'll very believably build something like a cafe or something, you know, something that's not in the game. And you're thinking, like, that's fucking brilliant. Like, it doesn't, it's nowhere in the game, but it looks like it belongs in the game. It's so professionally well done. So I'm seeing a lot of that. I'm seeing a lot of people getting so much better building maps, and I mean, it takes a lot of patience building those scenes, but it's great to see them come through. I can't think. I can never say his fucking name right, because again, I'm terrible with names. I'm awful. I'm crucial bad with names. I'm like an elf. I can remember people's like faces and stuff. Names not so much. I think there's another YouTuber. If I can get, I think his name is Zadrium.
Heard of him, yeah.
Zadrium. I'm looking at here. He made this video called Dark Room, and I'm here looking at it. Dark Room, Bright Lights, and this is like going back to the point of people building sets. And I remember seeing some of his stuff, and he built very kind of elaborate scenes and stuff, and like it's very well shot machinima. And you know, because he's a relatively small YouTuber. Like, the video only has 397 views, which is criminal for that sort of quality of work.
Yeah.
When you compare it to a lot of stuff that are out there that just get thousands and thousands and thousands, like, you know, shit like mine, that just get, like, you know, but like, you know, in comparison, I mean, you see a lot of videos. That's why, again, going back to the point, I love seeing, no matter how small a YouTuber might be, you know, that they keep plodding along. Like, you can see the passion in their videos, and you can tell the difference between someone doing clickbait videos and someone just passion for making a video. You see it come through. But he's another guy, Zedrum, going back to the point of building sets. I mean, there's other YouTubers I can't think of now at the moment, but he's one who comes immediately to my mind, because there's some scenes in that video that have great setups, and he did a great job building some of the sets.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Like, the effort that goes into that specific video is insane. Like, it looks beautiful.
Yeah, if you I don't know, don't want to spoil it for you, but if you go to like the 14-minute and 30 seconds, you'll see there's one really cool scene involving water, which is really
look at that,
yeah. So it's shit like that I love seeing. Like, that's outside for me. Like, that's outside of the box for a lot of stuff.
That's so sick. I gotta show people this video as well, like, for a little bit, for like the little scene. Like, I'm no spoilers, but I gotta show it. I'll have Cedric though.
See, that's what I mean. I mean, like, I know, like, there's a lot of those creators, and they have a Discord channel. A lot of the machinima creators, and then, like we're saying, there's the GTA forums. I mean, there is Reddit, but there's not really a machinima subreddit for people. And again, it's a very toxic one. The ones that are on subreddit, like, they're very hit and miss. So, but like, I mean, it's great for those machinima creators. Like, they all converse with each other. But it'd be great if there was some sort of platform where everybody could put up their stuff, that people who don't make machinimas or whatnot can watch this stuff and not shit on them, you know? Basically, like, oh yeah, this one is cool. Oh yeah, this guy is cool as well. You know, it'd be great if there was some sort of machinima platform for GTA creators, all right, that didn't have any sort of toxicity related to it, I guess.
Yeah. So anyone listening up until this point, do it. help a brother out here.
But like, but that's what I mean. I love seeing YouTube creators just think outside the box and just come up with all sorts of, because again, like how people say to me, oh, you inspire me to, you know, your videos inspire me to go do stuff. I love seeing other YouTubers come up with stuff, and that inspires me to think, like, you know, right, okay, because it can be very easy to get stuck on the one path, or, you know, like, you're the same style of videos or something, you know, where you might just get stuck in a tunnel making some stuff, very similar stuff, when you want to kind of try and go outside your comfort zone and do different sort of stuff. Like, for me, my idea of going out of my comfort zone was like for Cops, where I did all the voices. I started, you know, I've started to introduce my voice into my machinimas, which I never really did before. And that was outside. That was completely outside my comfort zone because when I made Cops, I had no fucking idea how that was going to go down with people. I thought everyone's going to like, oh, the voice acting's fucking horrible, and I had no idea how it was going to work.
That was awesome though. Like I loved it. I loved it.
So like, I mean, so now with my future Machinimas, I'm going to start incorporating now for my next Machinima. I'm going to start incorporating voice acting from other people. So I think I mentioned it to you anyways before. And I asked a few people. I haven't publicly put it out yet because I need about 5 or 6 different people. For like I'm making an alien Machinima. So I can't voice everybody. There's an African American dude. No way am I going to tempt a black guy like, hey, shoot.
Don't do it.
No way, no fucking way. I'm not going to do that because it's not it was a comedy video. You could do some sort of satirical thing or some sort of dark humor where everyone's voice is stupid. Everyone's voice is like an exaggeration sort of thing. That's how I got away with Cops. That I was able to do people's voices because I wasn't trying to be serious. It was stupid. So everybody was sort of an idiot on it. Like, I mean, I had a guy pretending to do a German accent, and it revealed then when the cop was talking to him that he faked the German accent. Like, he was only trying to appear more artistic to all his friends.
Yeah, it's always doing with that fucking banana thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, the banana. Yeah, he's a tooth on the ground like a common schnitzel. So I knew, that people. I wasn't trying to be like, this is what German people sound like. This is like, no, this is just a dickhead thinking what German people sound like. It's not me thinking like, it's all part of the comedy. It's all just kind of dark humor sort of shit. Like,
yeah, but you can't have that on serious fucking videos though. Like, you can't do, if you do all the voice acting yourself, it's going to be a massive immersion breaker because you can hear it.
That's it. You can still make out people's voice. Like, no matter how much you might tweak the pitching or you slow down your voice or do whatever to your voice, you unless you're extremely good at impressions. I mean, I know I'm able to do some impressions myself, but at the same point, I know my voice can still be recognizable sometimes. I mean, the most I'd ever achieve in this next video is probably just do 2 voices, and that's only if I can get them different sound. If they're different enough from each other, because it's an alien Machinima and it's going to have a couple of people in it, and you want voices to be. It's not like the video isn't going to be an hour long or anything like that. So people aren't going to get to know all these characters. They're not going to have a huge amount of time to know everybody. So you need the voices to be distinguished enough so everyone can stand out a bit.
Precisely, yeah.
So like, I mean, and plus the way I have the video is most of the actors are going to be wearing gas masks. So you're not really going to see a huge amount of their faces. It's more so their clothes or their body shapes.
Dude, I'm so looking forward to that video, dude. Like, aliens, man. I've seen the model on that GTA 5 mod, so I know what it's going to look like. It looks so sick.
I've been waiting for ages to make Alien. I mean, because I've done, this is like the holy trinity. Then my trinity will be completed. I did Predator, I did Terminator,
no Alien.
Yes. Now I have to do Alien, and I've waited a long time to do Alien because I wanted to make sure I get it right. Because I mean, the Alien model looks cool. But you have to try. I was researching a load of animation and just manipulating the animations, and I was doing some test shots, and I was so happy with some of the test shots. I was able to make it xenomorphic. Like, I mean, you do like a below camera, to have the camera down to the ground pointing up, and all you see is just the front of the xenomorph's head just looking up, and it looks like a shot from one of the films. And that was like, yes, that's exactly how I want to make the xenomorph. You don't want the xenomorph running around like a human sort of thing. Like, it's got the GTA animation. You want to have it distorted and stuff. So I've been making lists of animations. So I'm mixing a couple of animations together and stuff like so, and it's coming out really cool. I mean, I don't know how it's going to turn out. This is why I want to make this video so much. I have no idea how it'll turn out. So that's why to me it's such a big challenge. I got to make this alien look like a xenomorph and act like a xenomorph. I mean, the sound effects will come in a huge amount to it as well. But I'm trying to make it in such a way because I was disappointed with Alien Covenant. It wasn't a bad film, but everyone was such a fucking idiot in it. So I want to try and do it where like the people, the crew, or like it starts off a bit. I think the rough idea is like these guys and they're a scavenger ship. And they're part of Weyland-Yutani, and they're told to go back. They have to go back, land on this colony, because it's sort of like aliens. They haven't heard from the colony, but the scavengers have to do it, or else they'll get fired or they'll lose all their benefits. So they have to go in and just see what happened. Was it a communications down sort of shit? But you know, that sounds all very familiar, but what I want to try and do different is that these crew members, they're not idiots. Like they're not going like, oh gee whiz, I'm gonna go off down this corridor on my own.
Let's split up.
Let's go on down. I'm gonna go down for like, you know, like I have ideas in my head like where one guy might say, I'm going down here. Like why? Like where are you going? Oh, I'm going for a piss. Like, no, get you're pissing right here in front of all of us. Like nobody leaves each other. Like so, I'm kind of trying like. Subvert the usual tropes where, you know, you're not going to have like people wander off on their own sort of shit, like, or like, oh, I'm going to touch this thing here and see what happens.
Like, face hugger up by your face.
That's it, yeah. So like basically I'm just trying to do it in a way where like the people aren't idiots, or like trying to do in a way like if I was surrounded by xenomorphs, what would I do, sort of shit, like, or what would I hope I could do besides shit my pants. So like I've no idea. These are just ideas in my head. I mean, I spent before the whole Open 4 situation happened, I'd spent a fair bit of time just kind of picking my models and just doing texture work and stuff. You know, like I just designing, you know, just making the t-shirts, which was basically sticking Whalen Yutani logos on their clothes and stuff. And one of the characters is an android, because you know you have to have an android on an alien video. So one guy is an android. So I've decided who will voice him, whether I will do it or somebody else might do him. But like, you know, he an android. I don't have no idea what to do with him, but like the android will be treated like he'll be like a recon thing. So all the rest of the team will like, I'm not fucking going in there. Send the fucking android in. So it's sort of like I just try and make a video where the crew members aren't overly idiotic sort of stuff. I mean, things will have to happen where some people might have to die, so certain situations might have to happen, but no, I've been doing a lot of research with like just music and sound effects and everything. So I've gotten to the point where I'm confident I think I can take on an alien video.
Fuck yeah, dude! I'm so looking forward to that. Like, it's probably gonna be like I know it's gonna be fucking amazing because you're making it.
Well, that's it. Well, that's what I hope to do, anyways. I mean, I know, see, this is the kind of thing I know all of us would like it. We all wish we could be doing YouTube full time, because then we could just dedicate all our time to doing this. I mean, if YouTube was a full time thing to me, I could like, right, okay, making this machinima right now, going making this. I could just, because I have a big list of machinimas here in front of me that are all in different stages of where they are. But you know, real life and work and jobs and other commitments in life has to pull you away from YouTube, and so it can be. So for me, then I don't have the benefit of where I can work on multiple machinimas at the same time. I have to pick a machinima and I have to stick with it till the end, or you know, as much as I can to get as much work done on it. Which can then, what ends up happening is then it could go against what people might want to see a different machinima. Because a lot of times, I mean, there was there for a while, a lot of my machinimas were getting downvoted immediately because they weren't in GTAZ. And a lot of people would message me that I downvoted your video because it's not GTAZ.
Fucking dicks. Yeah,
I was like, okay, fair enough. I'm unsubbing. And he's like, right, goodbye.
Alright, piss off then.
Fuck off.
Bloody fucking wanker.
Yeah. I mean, at the same time, I like making videos for, like, obviously, because, you know, I wouldn't be where I am without my subscribers and fans and stuff. But, like, I mean, at the same time, you still have to have the mindset of you want to make stuff what you want to make. You know, exactly. you want to make people happy. You want to entertain them as well. I mean, you know, say like me making an alien video, I'm not fucking Ridley Scott or James Cameron or David Fincher or whoever. I'm not trying to change the franchise. I just want to make my own little alien story. You know, that's all I want to do, and I just want to entertain people at the same time doing it. I'm not trying to fucking reinvent the wheel or anything. I just want to, like, just a short 15-minute or whatever video of alien shit, and that's it. Boom, done. Exactly. You like it. If you don't, that's fine.
Exactly right. That's what it should be all about anyway.
That's it. I mean, I think the biggest thing for me is whenever I have machinima completed, the biggest thing for me, I mean, yeah, the icing on top is that people like it and the comments that people like it in the comments. But the big thing for me is I have to walk away from the machinima and be happy with it. That I can load up the video, watch it, and think to myself, yeah, I did a good job with that. I mean, yeah, there's pieces in it I could have done better, or I've learned my mistakes. I'll know not to do this next time. But at the overall, I want to look at it and think like, yeah, I'm happy with that.
Dude, we've been going for over an hour. It's been awesome, though.
Holy shit.
I could chat machinima for hours upon hours of Endo.
Oh, shit, man. Like, I warned you. I told you, man, I could fucking talk shit forever.
No, but seriously, dude, was awesome having you on and just having a chat about this stuff. You know, you're a very fucking passionate dude about machinima. So am I. So it's like, it's awesome just to sit down and chat for this amount of time.
that's it. Like, holy shit. Like, I mean, that's it. You could easily just talk about this shit. Like, I mean, it's so, like, that's what I love about, like, it's such a simple little thing. Like, it's a relatively small community, GTA movies. But, like, you know, me and you could just sit here and just talk for an hour about them and just talk about our own stuff and the other creators inside the community. And I love that, you know, and the whole grander scheme of YouTube. I mean, we're a very fucking small niche of a community, like, but I just love that inside that there's so many passionate people.
Yeah, dude, it's amazing. Like you said, there's so many awesome creators out there, and I wish we could we could get a big, massive spotlight on each and every one of them. But it's their own path in a way, and success will come to those who keep going.
That's it. It's persistent. I mean, I know that I attribute a lot of my success to, like, I mean, right timing. I mean, I started making these immediate, like, the minute GTA 5 was out on PC, I started making editor videos. I mean, I didn't complete the single player for months on end. There was sections of the map I'd never gone to because I was so preoccupied making movies. And just then, out of all that time, Rockstar started featuring my stuff and whatever other videos, you know, then random gaming sites might pick up your videos. Because again, it was during that time when Rockstar interviews was such a kind of still a newish enough thing for people to watch. So gaming sites would have no problem sharing these videos. Like, oh, look at this, someone made this cool video. I mean, you still see it the odd time, but not as much these days, where you'll see like PC Gamer or something will share a video that somebody made. Yeah, it's very rare that happens nowadays, unless somebody makes something very different and off the wall.
Essentially, just keep chipping away. Do you got any final closing words to starter Machinima creators?
Don't give up, and if you're starting out, or if you're still working, you know, if you're a new Machinima creator, know why you're doing this. Like, I mean, if you want to make money off this,
stop right away.
No, stop. Because I've had people approach me about, like, hey, you must be able to make loads of money, so that means I can make loads of money. And you have to say to them, no, the fucking way. No, if money is your gig, no way. Give it up right now. Save yourself money. Go make something else. You know, go do your clickbait shit or whatever else, because Machinima is nothing. This is a pure hobby-based thing. So if you're going to start out making YouTube, Machinimas, know that it's for the right reasons for yourself. If you just want to make videos because you love watching movies and you want to make your own movies, then, you know, fire ahead, do it, and don't be put off by people pissing on your parade, because you're not gonna entertain everybody. Your video isn't. You're going to be extremely, extremely, extremely lucky if your video happens to go viral. It's pure luck of the draw. Because pretty much most people can't understand the YouTube algorithm, because I don't understand how some of my videos just randomly would show up on people's recommended list. And these are people who would have nothing to do with GTA. They'd be like Half-Life people or whatever. And suddenly, you know, Trevor's Ghost appears on the recommended, and that's how they find me. You know, so just keep chipping away, making your Machinimas. Know that it's for the right reasons, that, you know, it's something that you enjoy making it. And, you know, your audience will come, because don't try and stretch yourself too thin, like, all right, I got to do this type of humor, I got to make this type of video, or I got to make a car video that looks like all the other car showcase videos that people make. Just do your own thing. You'll find your audience, because you don't want an audience who come for one video and then they start, you know, being angry that you're making other types of videos. Just go make your own stuff and your fans will come. And the biggest thing is that drives you through is your supporters and your subscribers. There's no better feeling than making a video and then seeing regular names show up and say, oh, awesome, dude, awesome. Because then you know, like, oh, yeah, cool. Like, you know, you're seeing the regular people and you've gotten a thumbs up from them. And that's always a cool feeling, seeing the regulars come in and on your video and they loved your latest video. That means you're still on the right path. So just carry on, make your own videos, and don't worry about, you know, people who piss all over your stuff and say, oh, this is shit. Don't mind them. Just make your own stuff. Do what you want to do, and fuck it. You know, wherever the dice may fall, just roll with it. Precisely. All right, Duggy, thank you so much for coming on, dude. No bother. Awesome chat. Thank you very much, Sonny, man. It's been a great chat. Now I think this is a great way. Now, we haven't talked to each other like this in a good while, so this is a great way to catch up. Exactly. We should do it more often, though. Like, whatever, like in a few episodes down, I want to have you on again and just hopefully talk about GTAZ, and probably I'm more hyped for the aliens one, though, at the moment. Yeah. I'm looking forward to that one. Hopefully, hopefully I can get this shit out now. Because like I said, I mean, I have a lot of stuff going on at the current moment that's sort of pulling me away from YouTube, so I'm just trying to balance shit out. But I'm hoping to get back into Machinimas now full time again and start cracking them out again. Awesome, dude. All right, thanks everyone for listening, and peace out. Thank you. Bye bye.